retire in Spain still. Coming out of the UK, this is primarily aimed at. I know the Brexit is going to create some changes, and already there's like ripples, but since the whole exchange rate market and the economies are now not actually tied to anything of value, it's purely based on speculation and what do they call it? Speculation and trust. It's a whole belief in the system is actually functioning. It's not linked to how much gold you've got or how much silver or anything else anymore. This whole quantitative easing, which basically means just keep printing money, it's sort of disconnected the reality of value in the money. It's all simply what people believe it's worth these days. It's all about that. And why is that important? Well, I don't think it's going to affect Spain or the UK in the long run. Short term, there's going to be a lot of changes, but the UK's gone through worse times. Some of them are before I was born, that's for sure, the old 3-day week and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, Spain wants the tourism. Spain wants its retirement people here from the UK and the rest of Europe. It will adapt its economy to suit. I have no doubt in that. It will adapt these areas. Let's face it, if people ain't coming to the coast, then its market will collapse anyway. It will reduce. It will adapt to whatever the market is, which in reality means things will just get cheaper, which means more people will retire here, not less, if that happened. But realistically, the only thing that would actually really mess it up is if they decided, you know what, we're going to turn around and stop people from the UK retiring overseas. And I do think some people, and I do say this quite bluntly, are stupid enough to think that is what they should do. But in reality, the pension is not a free entitlement. The pension is something you've worked and earned over your lifetime. It is not the government's. It's yours. You paid for it. It wasn't free. It's had its hangers on within the government. So these people that actually believe it's coming out of their pocket, they want to wake up to the fact that there's more problems in the bloody parliament relating to expenses than there is about what Joe Bloggs has earned in his working life, paid for, along with paying for other people that haven't paid into the system, wanting to retire in Spain. That's the reality. I don't see why somebody should be forced to be miserable in the UK instead of coming out here and enjoying life. I mean, the cost of living in Spain is cheaper than the UK, from my own experience. But I will say, it's not free. You know, at the end of the day, they don't suddenly give you a house or something. You've got to pay for it. The quality of life is better. Like here today, it's a little bit windy, but you know what? It's still sunny. But should I be punished that they have more sunlight than Worcester in the UK? No. In the same way, I don't complain about people binge drinking in the UK on a Friday, Saturday night or whatever, because I couldn't care less. I do find it a bit strange that people don't relate to the fact that when people go and do that sort of stuff, that is their comparison to people here being on the beach instead. Instead of going out on a Friday night getting drunk or whatever, they might go on a Saturday morning to the beach. People often work here as well to subsidise their income. They're not sitting under the palm trees all day long. In all honesty, I do think people should have the right to retire wherever they want. They paid for it. They earned it. It's not government's money. It's their money. The healthcare thing, same thing. It's already been paid for. So, in my mind, I don't see Spain saying, you know what, you're not welcome here anymore. If anything, the UK will come to some sort of agreement with them, probably exactly the same as it is now. Just new names on the passports, etc. Because Spain wants the Brits here. You know, with all its warts, they still want them here because they bring money. And I do think people should have the right to retire here. I do think if you've worked your entire life, you should be able to go wherever the hell you like. I really do. The nanny state Britain often does stuff by playing people off each other that ends up detrimental to everyone. It's a bit like the Brexit thing, where you've got the pros and the against, and then the reality is the people in the middle are taken from both sides. And I think that's the big thing for me with the Brexit, in all honesty, is not having any clear-cut plan. That's the biggest thing. All I can see is that we'll end up losing as taxpayers. Simple as that. Anyway, that's enough for that. But yeah, you should be able to retire in Spain. And I do think either way, the economy will either stay as it is or be better off for Brits long term. Thanks for watching.